Hi and welcome friends. If this is your first time here, my name is Tiffany and I'm the International Witch. Today I'm going to be going through my home and adding some autumnal touches just to get me in the spirit of the season. This is not going to be a huge overhaul, and I'm not going to tell you that it is and then just throw a couple of pillows and say ta-da! We know those videos. I hate those videos on YouTube. This is not a full makeover. Since I've moved to Italy, I had to leave a lot of my things behind. And so I'm looking at how to incorporate more seasonal and holiday stuff, but on a smaller scale and for a fraction of the cost. So that's what I'm doing today, is I'm just doing little things here and there that will get me in the mood, and I'll share them. And maybe if you live in a smaller space and you're looking to add some touches, it might inspire you. Now, you might notice throughout the video that the light changes, and that's because I made a boo-boo. The first time I filmed, I had lipstick on my teeth through the whole film. So I've had to redo a lot of the talking parts. So when you see the light changes, it's literally different days, and I'm sorry. One of the first things that I like to do is to gather all of my items that I want to use in one place. This really helps me narrow down the exact color palette that I'm wanting to go to and weed out some necessary versus unnecessary items. It's like a bougie mood board for my holiday. One thing I want to point out is whenever it comes to a holiday, like spring versus fall, you don't have to go out and completely change your home's color palette. Like my home is decorated in blues, so I just add blues in different shades of blues and the orange complements it. Like you can do that with a lot of your stuff and not have to paint walls or go drastic. Just look at your fall versus spring color palette for your home. One thing I look forward to all the time is switching up my altar. And since this holiday falls between Mabon and Samhain, I'm going to keep my little corn dolly up here. If you're interested in knowing exactly how I made my corn dolly, let me know in the comments below and I'll upload a tutorial for you. Now, a kitchen witch would probably do a lot more to decorate their kitchen, but I just swap out my nasty normal towels for the pretty decorative towels. But I do keep my normal towels in the kitchen because you cannot use decorative towels. I don't know why, but it just seems like any stain just soaks right up into them and you can't get it out. So these are purely for prettiness. And next up on my to-do list is a simmer pot. Now, there's many different ways and many different ingredients that you can use for a simmer pot. They're one of the easiest, most Pinterest items that I know of. You can make a big pot on your stove, or you can make a small cup like you would tea. Me, I am using my tiny cauldron, and I'm just going to put all the ingredients that I want to smell in here and add some water. Now, on the stove, you can let it boil if you want. My little cauldron has like a little tea light to keep it hot, so that's what I'm going to do. So one of the easiest and most known ways of decorating is with a wreath. And I really love this option because wreaths are relatively flat, which means that you can store them in so many different places. And whenever you take them out, you can just fluff them up and you get the shape back. You can put them at the bottom of closets, you can put them underneath your beds. They don't take up much space at all, and they're also a dual purpose. You can use them as a centerpiece on your table. When I first started living out on my own, I didn't have much money. So I got a basic grapevine wreath that you can get at like most hobby stores. It's just a plain brown wreath. I would buy picks and ribbons and special things per each holiday, and I would put the wreath together. So for like Halloween, I would buy like purple and black ribbons and spiders and, you know, little stuff like that. And each holiday I would swap them out. So I had one wreath, but I had a bag of things that I could use to decorate it. This is a great way of saving space, but it's also a great money saving tip because you can really just buy the things that you want for each holiday. You don't have to spend $25 each holiday on a separate wreath. You can just tweak it. When we moved to Italy, I had to leave a lot of things behind in storage because here we were going from a full 2-story home to a small apartment. And I don't want to repurchase a lot of things because I know once we get back to the States, I'll have my older stuff. So one thing that I do now is I use pillowcases over pillows instead of individual pillows per holiday. Accent pillows are an easy way to infuse your space with a little bit of holiday decor. But I don't know about you, but I don't have an attic here and I don't have a lot of storage space. So it doesn't make sense for me to have 24 pillows stuffed in a closet somewhere that I have to rotate out. Instead, I have 2 very generic pillows that I use all year round on my couch. And whenever a holiday comes, I have slip covers that I put on top of them. And they're cheap, easy to find, like this one. And I just put them on top of my regular pillow. And then when the holiday's done, I can take the pillowcase back off. But if you get, say, a generic, like these say Thankful and such, because I couldn't find like the colors I wanted, but you can find some very generic pillowcases. Like for spring, you, instead of saying like Happy Easter, you can get like a floral, very floral, pretty accessory cover, and you can just leave it through the whole season, not necessarily for a holiday. Like I have some that I use for Yule and Christmas time, and they don't say Merry Christmas or Blessed Yule or anything. They just have like a snowman on it or a wintry scene, and I can leave those on all through Yule and all through January because it's still the cold season. So that's a way that you can have more styling ability without having to store so much, because these pillowcases are very, very thin. I have one drawer in my house that I have holiday pillowcases in, and I can fit a lot. Like I don't even have the drawer half full. So I would highly suggest this route as to constantly going to TJ Maxx and purchasing pillows. If you have room for that, you know, more power to you, but I don't. I was gonna show a clip of me putting the pillowcases on the pillows, but Queen Chloe here refuses to get off of her throne. And there's another thing that I don't think that gets talked a lot about, and that is decorate with your hobby. If you love to knit and you have a lot of yarn, switch out some of the yarn in your yarn holding basket. Ugh. That's all, folks. Switch out the yarn in your holding basket with autumnal colors so that when someone comes in, you don't have to hide your colorful basket. You can leave it out and it's part of the decor. I do the same thing with tarot cards. If you're really into tarot decks, there are a lot of tarot decks that are holiday themed or feel more seasonal. Like I love this, the Wheel of the Year set. And of course, if you're into the Tim Burton-esque stuff, I highly suggest this pack, the Dark Mansion Tarot. And I love to get those out, and I will switch out my normal everyday tarot for one of these more festive tarots, because it not only does it put me in more of a holiday mood, but once again, I can leave them out and they will be viewed as part of the decor. Same goes with books. I love books. I have tons of books. And so I will have like small stacks here or there, and I'll switch them out either for the colors, like if I want a more autumnal palette, or whenever it gets to be Halloween time, I will switch some of the books out for more gothic or you know, murder mystery type books, like very themed books. So once again, I'm not buying anything new. I'm just repurposing what I have as decor. Now, everyone looks forward to October and the wonderful Halloween movies out there, but honestly, with how many great films there are, why wait until October? You can start as early as you want. I'll leave a link in the description below that goes directly to my blog post where I have gathered 99 of the best Halloween and horror themed movies. And I've also broken them down by categories. I have them as kids films, or movies about witches, or movies specifically about ghosts. So you can break down and find exactly what you want to watch. And I would suggest getting started now, because there's only 30 days of October, but there are 99 Halloween movies. And speaking of the blog, if you go to my homepage and you sign up for my newsletter, you'll get free access to the grimoire section of my blog, where there's free grimoire pages that are printable, as well as bujo and bullet journal layouts. And as always, 100% free. You just have to sign up for my newsletter. As always, I hope you've had fun following along with me today. I hope it's given you some inspiration, maybe some tips and ideas. If you could, give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe. It would mean the world for such a small channel as mine. Thank you. Love you. Bye. And I would buy picks and ribbons and special the pillows. I use slip color.